So by now, you're probably wondering, because I talk about we need to help our children shift out of stress mode into healing and learning mode. We need to help them come out of the sympathetic fight, flight, survival mode and go into a place where they can relax and engage and learn. So you're probably thinking, how do we do that, right? So in my experience, over 2 decades now working with sensitive kids, there are a few things that I think are essential in terms of helping our children. So there is what I call the external factors, and then there is what I call the internal factors. The external factors have to do with the environment and the people around our children. So environment could be, it's very hard for anybody to learn in a busy street or in a mall or where there's a lot of where it is like fireworks and social gathering, right? So if that is true for a neurotypical brain, it's even harder for a sensitive child. So the environment is essential. So an environment that is not overwhelming, overstimulating, an environment that is calm and it helps your child. An environment where your child specifically feels safe is essential to help them be able to become regulated and be able to learn. So the environment. Then we talk about the people and their mindset, their attitude, how they engage with the children. That is very, very, very important, right? Somebody who's grumpy, somebody who is constantly correcting your child, that person can lead to a child that becomes actually dysregulated. The same when our children are around people who are playful and fun and believe in our children, express their strong beliefs and their love for our children. That helps our children as well to be able to come out of sympathetic state and go more towards parasympathetic state, the state where they can learn and heal. Now, I just want to put a side note here. We're all humans. And as humans, as parents, caregivers, there are times we're going to be stressed, right? So that doesn't mean we have to be perfect, because that does not exist. And actually, when you're stressed, probably is coming from a place of wanting to help your child and not knowing how to. So be easy on yourself, have compassion and self-love for yourself. This is, when I share this piece of information, is not so that you start beating up on yourself and feeling hard about the moments when you were stressed. But it's just important that we can start noticing that our stress can also, our other caregiver stress, teacher stress, therapist stress can also keep our children in a stress mode, right? Now, part of the work that I do is giving support to parents or caregivers first before we can help our children, because I know this is huge. And we don't have just a button that we can press and say, okay, now you're going to be calm, right? We don't have that. So there's some work that we can do to help you and any caregiver with that. So we talk about the environmental stressors, the caregiver mindset and their general demeanor and their attitude towards our kids. That's huge. So those are external factors. Then there are the internal factors. The internal factors are huge. They are equally important. But that's one thing that I actually learned a little later in my life working with autistic kids. And it's something that I have really gone deep now. And it's something that I teach as one of the primary ways to help sensitive kids. So the internal factors are the things happening inside our kid's body. So their digestive system, inflammation, sometimes they have low-grade infection that has been going on for years and years. And all of that are usually linked to toxins in the body. So there are toxins and also mineral deficiencies, not just mineral deficiencies, but also nutritional deficiencies that our kids have. So there's digestive issues. There are oftentimes we have leaky gut. Most of the people in the Western world today, unfortunately, have some version of leaky gut. Sensitive people have more leaky gut than others. So that's something that it's really important that we can address if we want to help our kids shift out of stress mode into healing and learning mode. And it's kind of like what comes first, the chicken or the egg, right? Because we want to help their body so they can shift into parasympathetic state, but also noticing what helps them go into parasympathetic state now helps them also heal their body. So it's this constant balance that we find of focusing on our mindset, the environment around us, what we feed our children, And in addition to that, some detox protocols that helps decrease the amount of toxins there in the body so that their body can win and can thrive. So those are the three main things that I believe with the work I've been doing so far that are essential in terms of helping a child shift out of stress mode into healing and learning mode.